Tyre! Justice for Tyre! Justice for Tyre! Justice for Tyre!
The blood is not only on the hands of these officers, the blood is on the hands of the Memphis Police Department. His family continues to pray that the jury will receive all of the evidence and that they will render justice for Tyre.
Our hope is that they're found guilty and to show the world that my son was a good person and he wasn't the criminal that they're trying to make him out to be. And I'm just gonna leave it at that.
This morning, opening statements begin in the trial of 3 former Memphis police officers charged in the murder of Tyre Nichols. This comes 2 years after that horrific traffic stop that was January of 2023. The jury out of Hamilton County has been seated, and we're bringing you live team coverage all morning long. Fox 13 anchor Ernie Freeman joining us live downtown, bringing us updates this morning. And Ernie, we've covered this case since the very beginning. A lot of people have been waiting for this trial. What is the tone like out there this Monday morning?
Well, you might get the impression that there would be a whole lot of people here anticipating this trial happening here in Shelby County in Memphis, but not the case. But we can tell you in the last probably 90 seconds, one of the defendants, Justin Smith, walked into the courtroom. So he's here with his attorney. We don't know if that means anything in particular, but he is here at 7 o'clock. This case set to go a couple of hours from now. So Justin Smith is here in the courtroom right now. But we have been following this, Val, like you said, for the last couple of years. And what we want to do right now is just take a look back at how this all started on that night in January of 2023.
January 7th, 2023. It started with a traffic stop.
Damn, I didn't do anything.
Members of Memphis Police Department's Scorpion Unit in unmarked cars pull over 29-year-old Tyre Nichols in the middle of Ross Road.
Get on the ground!
Body camera video shows officers pull him out of the car and try to use a stun gun on him. Nichols keeps asking why.
Stop! I'm not doing it.
Eventually, he pulls away and runs. Officers catch him just a couple doors down from his Hickory Hill home. A Skycop camera and their body cameras capture the beating. After being pepper sprayed repeatedly, battered, bloodied, Nichols finally taken into custody. Tyre Nichols would die from his injuries 3 days later. The Tennessee Bureau of Investigation was called to handle this case just a few hours after it began. A week after Nichols' death, a federal investigation started. 2 days later, January 20th, the Memphis Police Department fired 5 officers: Tadarius Bean, Demetrius Haley, Emmett Martin, Desmond Mills, and Justin Smith. The following week, they were indicted on murder charges, and the footage of what happened that night was released to the public.
It's enough video captured for anybody to get the gist of the level of aggression and physical abuse that occurred during this encounter.
A peaceful protest the night of that video release blocked the I-55 bridge for hours. The investigation continued, and within a month of the initial encounter, a 6th MPD officer was fired. A Memphis fire lieutenant and 2 EMTs were fired for not helping Nichols quickly enough. 2 Shelby County deputies who responded that night, they were suspended. On February 2nd, Tyre Nichols was laid to rest, his funeral attended by hundreds, including then Vice President Kamala Harris.
Mrs. Wells, Mr. Wells, you have been extraordinary in terms of your strength, your courage, and your grace.
The Nichols family hired civil rights attorney Ben Crump, and in April of 2023, they sued the city of Memphis, the police chief C.J. Davis, and those fired officers as well as fire department employees.
It is our mission to make it financially unsustainable for these police oppression units to unjustly kill black people.
In July of 2023, the Justice Department announced that it was launching a pattern or practice investigation into the Memphis Police Department based in part on the Tyre Nichols case. The feds examined whether police violated civil rights of citizens and eventually returned a report detailing dozens of examples of those violations.
The misconduct that we observe offends the dignity of Memphis residents. It creates stigma and trauma.
In September of 2023, the 5 former officers were indicted for violating Nichols' civil rights. Former Officer Desmond Mills was the first to take a plea deal in November of 2023. Emmett Martin also took a deal in August of 2024, just weeks before the federal trial. Both testified against the other 3, Bean, Haley, and Smith. A federal jury found Bean and Smith guilty of witness tampering. Haley was found guilty of excessive force and several other counts. All 5 are awaiting sentencing.
And as we said here at the top of this broadcast, Justin Smith, one of the defendants who will be standing trial here, has made his way into 201 Poplar. Let's make note of this. Tyre Nichols was 29 years old when he died. He never saw his 30th birthday. He would have been 31 years old today. This is a tragic story. It made international news and put Memphis in the spotlight for all the wrong reasons. We're going to have coverage, continuing coverage on our YouTube channel. You can watch the entire trial there. We'll have continuing team coverage updates all day long, Val. It's a big day. Tyre Nichols' family hoping justice for Tyre. That's what they've been talking about for 2 years now.
2 years. And Ernie, you've covered many trials throughout your career. Based on that, what do you expect to happen as we get going this morning? Do you think opening arguments will happen immediately, or do we expect a flurry of motions?
So I get the sense that we should get to opening arguments, but you always wonder when you see one of the defendants get here a couple of hours before it's set to go, is there some kind of motion? Is there some kind of change of plea, if that's possible? You wonder what's going on when you see someone here 2 hours before the start of the trial, but we'll keep an eye on it and see what happens.
All right. I know we have several crews there around the courthouse. Ernie Freeman reporting live in downtown Memphis. Thank you. FOX 13's on